AJ Ramos here with Paul SEWALD. So me and you played together back in 17 with the Mets. There's a big difference from your demeanor on the mound back when you were with the Mets to these past few years. What do you attribute that to?
I think a lot of it is confidence. Like, I know that I'm going to get the job done now because I've made some tweaks and became the best pitcher I could possibly be. Back then, I didn't really have that confidence. It's hard to really show that confidence on that if you don't feel it inside. You know, that the chicken or the egg with the confidence and pitching well. Mine came pitching well, then confidence. And so that's kind of where I let that out now.
Did the process give you confidence, or did that come from somewhere else?
I think the process of realizing and talking to smart people saying, these are your best pitches. And in Seattle, they just threw confidence at me. Like, these are two great pitches. You need to be confident in yourself because we think these are fantastic. You just need to go out there, feel confident, throw them in the zone, and the good things are going to happen. So it just felt strange that somebody would have so much confidence in me after I didn't have confidence in myself. So I thought, okay, let me go full right in the deep end with this stuff. Let's try it. Kind of seemed to work. Started to gain a little more confidence. And it's like, okay, like if I focus on fastballs at the top and sweeping sliders, I can be the best I can possibly be, and really started to emerge from there.
So do you ever alter that at all? Because, that's your best, but now with all analytics, people also know that's you at your best as well. It's like, what do you do to get people off of your fastball, or how do you alter your stuff to be more effective?
So the key is just to trick them into thinking, hey, I got you out with the fastball last time, here comes a slider, or I got you first pitch slider last time, here comes a fastball. It's just that cat and mouse game. Right. Now that you face people, 8, 9, 10, 15 times in the league, when you only have 2 pitches, you kind of have to maybe work on how do I disguise how I'm going to get them out. Maybe throwing in a new pitch this year might be a good idea for me, or trying something. So, you just have to, as well as anybody, if you're not getting better, you're going to get passed up in this league. So it's just constantly focusing on how can I make sure my fastball is at the top every single time, because I know they're already looking for it. If I make the mistake, that's when I can get burned.
I see. So yeah, that's something that's a learning process. But so did that make you more of an analytical person, or are you still on field? Like what type of person? Because there's some people that like the numbers.
Yeah.
And there's other people like me that are just like straight field,
right. I think, just the timing that I'm in the league, I've kind of become more analytical than I was at the start. Now, also I got analytic numbers that said, if you do this, you'll be successful. And then it worked. That's usually, if something doesn't work, it's hard to feel like, okay, they know what they're talking. These analytic numbers work. If it works right away, you're kind of like, okay, maybe I'll give that a chance. So I think it's difficult for guys to really take that leap if you're not seeing the results, because, this is a results game. So your process can be great, or your process can be analytical like they want it to. If you're not seeing the results, you're not going to be in this league so long. So it's just kind of one of those balancing things. And my career took a change when I started using those analytics and realizing this is what I need to look for every time I pitch. So I have jumped more and more, but at the end of the day, it's still all about location. Where do I throw my pitches? Do I throw my fastball at the top? I'm successful. If I throw it in the middle, it gets whacked, just like everybody else's, no matter what the track man says.
Right. It's also the confidence you have in that pitch as well, because I see some guys with great stuff that just couldn't, for whatever, put it together because they're lacking that confidence in their abilities. But your confidence is off the charts now. You're amazing. The energy you have on the mound when you're pitching, it's so dope to see that transition. So speaking with that, we talked a little bit earlier about how to shed those bad outings and how you're able to wash it off. Can you explain a little more what that process is like?
Yeah, I think that really started for me when we had our first daughter, Chloe, 3 years ago. And, you just find there's a bigger purpose than baseball. This is the game I love. I give it everything I have every single second that I'm here. I've never wanted to do anything else. But at the same time, when you hold a child for the first time, you realize baseball is just baseball, right? I'm dad at home, whether I'm the best reliever in the league or the worst reliever in the league. And I think that's helped me not dwell on the bad outings. I think that was part of my issue, is that I would have a poor outing and go back to the hotel, and I didn't have an outlet to really let loose. I really just focused on, okay, I'll just watch more video and just watching negative video after negative video. And it's really hard to feel positive about yourself when you see that. So I think just being able to leave baseball at the field, become dad at home, and then when it's time to get to the field, I haven't been obsessing about it for the last 24 hours. It's time to turn it on.
Well, I think that's an important part, because some people, they are what they do. Like, they feel like they attach themselves to their jobs, so that when they maybe don't work anymore, it's hard to get away from that. I did
Yes.
that a little bit as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? So like what you're doing now is important to like I'm Paul SEWALD the man, and I'm Paul SEWALD the pitcher.
Yeah, but everyone has to find their balance. I mean, that's what made you great, was that you were the hardest worker on every team you ever played for. That's why you got to the point that you got to, right? So you fully submerged yourself into like, I am going to be the best reliever in the league, and you were there. That's because you put everything you had into it. And there's nothing wrong with trying to have some balance versus not trying to. It's just everyone has to find what's good for them in their situation. And for me, the timing really worked out well, where we kind of all of this started to work together. So I credit it to everything. I credit to having a child. I credit it to analytical turn. I credit to getting in a right environment and finally just believing in myself and finally seeing that success where it's like, Paul, you're not a 4A guy. Like, you belong in this league. You should always think that whether you have 3 bad outings in a row or 15 good ones in a row.
Right. Well, I mean, you're doing it, man, and I'm so happy to see it. You've been amazing, and you're going to continue to be amazing, and not only on the field, but also to your teammates. Like, you're one of my best teammate friends that I've had, throughout my career. You're always positive, always willing to help. So the Diamondbacks are lucky to have you, and we're all lucky to watch you on the mound.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited.
Yes,
we got a good group. We're excited this year.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Man, good to see you.